Good afternoon, everybody. It is 12:15 p.m. We're going to get started with our business-to-business luncheon so that we can answer any questions that you may have regarding some of the programs that are going on. My name is Phyllis Calloway, and I am the director of the Southwest Florida Enterprise Center, along with my team staff, Ms. Jasmine Clark to my left, and Ms. Lurie Ripley standing up right there in the back. We are the Southwest Florida Enterprise Center staff under now the offices of the city of Fort Myers. Here we are an incubator program where you can come and get a structured curriculum to grow your business. We offer marketing classes, accounting classes, business development classes, management classes, and also organizational structure classes. We will be adding additional classes during our next cohort, which starts September 1st. There are a number of you that will be continuing from the first cohort, and there are the new ones coming in as new participant partners, and we want to thank you all for choosing the Southwest Florida Enterprise Center to start your careers as entrepreneurs. There is another program that we will be offering, but we just got the information this morning, and I've learned not to speak on things that I'm not sure about until I do research, just to make sure we give good information. Because the last thing any of you need as new business owners or even older business owners, wrong information and trying to go after something, right? So we're here to give you good information, truthful information, unconditional information that you can actually utilize to promote your businesses. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Mr. Lee Ford, Southwest Florida Impact Partners, and he will introduce his team. And I don't know why one of his team members is sitting back there, but that's okay. We recognize everybody. Again, thank you all for coming. Enjoy. Thank you all for the food. Yes.
Hello, everybody. Quick question. Who's here for the first time?
Oh, good.
Love it. Love it. And first of all, again, my name is Lee Ford. As she stated, I am the managing partner of Southwest Florida Impact Partners. And I'm the one back there with that young lady sitting. Stand up, Miss Julie, raise your hand. Everybody that deals with me know Miss Julie because you got to go through the gatekeeper first. She's the gatekeeper. So please, shake her hand. She's not a bear. She can look mean, but she's not mean. I'm the worst one out of the bunch. I'm just that way. They can't help themselves. I want to introduce you to another partner of ours. His name is Dan Oberski, Mr. Oberski. Mr. Oberski here is the lunch provider for today. If you like the lunch, trust me, I would not get into that one. I got to do my part. And we have a special guest with us today. This young lady here is a publisher of a business paper here in Lee County. She's also the chairman of the Inclusionary and Diversity Committee for the Horizon Council. How many of you ever heard of the Horizon Council? Okay, there's a few of them. The Horizon Council is a large group of businesses, public and private business owners here in Lee County that meets monthly, and so they have already invested in starting an Inclusion and Diversity Award group that to be more inclusive of underserved community businesses and minorities in their endeavors. The main thing that they're doing that I like, and I'm a part of with them, is minority, women, and business-owned organizations being engaged with not only government, but the private business sector here in this community. What does that mean? Lee Memorial, Lee County Electric Co-op, Gardner, all these major corporations here in Lee County is going to start doing a minority engagement program.
Find initial.
Where they're going to go out and seek minorities to do business with. Certified minorities. What are you saying? What are you saying? What is that? I mean, you guys know what that is. Certified minority business. Okay, there are a few of you. That is when you go through a certification process with the state, local, federal government to be a woman-owned business, black-owned business, Hispanic-owned business, a veteran, certified veteran, owned business. And they go out and seek you to do work for them or to buy your products or service from you. And they get credit for doing that. So it's a very good way of getting you involved with the commerce department, the commerce of this community, economically, and help your business. It helped me. One of the reasons, and I tell this story in all 3 meetings we've had, one of the reasons I'm able to stand here today and do this for what Jennifer and Lee County is paying me is because of my business outside of all this. I'm at the airport. We got 17 restaurants out there. Me and my 2 partners got all of them. So every time you go to Starbucks at the airport, my grandkids thank you. My future great-grandkids thank you. I'm not going to tell you how my wife feels about it. I'm just going to tell you how they're going to appreciate it. The reason I give you that example is not to be bragging about where I am, but you can be there also. During the course of our time here, I made a decision, I haven't even shared it with the team yet. I'm going to bring some minority experts here to share with you these programs and how they work. And I'm going to have some success stories. I had somebody kind of pull me out last time I mentioned this at our marketing meeting when I told them there are black folks and women all over this country that are millionaires from these programs. They said, well, who are they? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have some come. Right here. I want y'all to look up the most successful women construction company in America. There's 2 women, black women, 2 of the largest commercial builders in this country. And that's how they started, as certified women-owned businesses. They no longer qualify to be a DDE or a WDE. They make so much money they can't qualify anymore. They're the largest construction. It was on national TV on a special episode on it. They dedicated it to it. They're 2 black women. Google them. Black women in construction in America. You'll find them. So, that is something we're going to bring here to you. Again, all this stuff is free to you. You can take advantage of it, you don't have to. But I'm telling you, if you're serious about business, your family, getting ahead, taking advantage of opportunity, this is what you got right here. The ARPA program that we have today, okay, I can't help me being me, so y'all understand, try to. There are people out saying all kinds of things already about what we do. And I made it clear here, both times we've had any events here about our group, how we do things. We're not going to bring you in and submit you right away for a grant. It's not going to happen. The other people may do that. We're not doing that. I'm not going to sign a piece of paper saying that you're ready for a grant and you be out of business the day you get it. Because there's certain things you don't have, there's certain things you don't know, and there's certain things you don't do. When I signed that paper with my name on it, to send to those young folks over there at the county saying you're ready for apply for a grant, it's because I'm standing behind that, saying they're ready and they deserve the opportunity to get this grant. The grant is just a tool. The grant is not what to save all. It's a tool to help you do what we're going to assess together that your business needs to go 1, 2, 3 steps in the future. We want you around. This community that you live in needs you to be successful in your business. Not only do your family need it, your community needs it. This is not a practice. If you're not legitimate and serious about your business, don't waste my time. I will tell you, this is not working for me. I won't have a problem doing that. We done met almost 60 businesses. I haven't had to tell one person that yet. But trust me, I have no problem doing it. We're here to work with you together. You got us to the end of December 2023. We're not here just for this, we're here from there on. We'll talk with you, we'll coach with you, we'll mentor with you, we'll do whatever we have to do to help you move your business from where it is today to where we needed to go for tomorrow. Okay? So, that's my little spiel. I'm going to let somebody, look at, she said, Lee, don't have me speak today. And I said, hey baby, I go with the flow. It depends on how it's flowing. But I'm gonna give her a little chance to eat. Do anybody have any questions based on what happened? Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to also, as a piggyback to Mr. Ford, Doug, would you stand up, please? I wanted to introduce Doug Hefner. Doug is also interviewing folks and referring them to Ms. Julia and Mr. Ford. So we have a lot of resources, but I did not want this day to pass without introducing Mr. Hefner, who is with SBDC. So as you can see, you got a lot of people working for you. So I just wanted to make sure that you all knew who he was.
Now, it's also important to know, Mr. Doug there is somebody, when you go through this process, especially when it goes applying for the grant, there's a section of their support documents that you have to upload to the people for your approval. A lot of that tax stuff, balance sheets, all that kind of stuff. I know a lot of y'all, I ain't talking about everybody now, so don't you jump up ready and say you got it together all that. A lot of people don't have that. And then they don't know how to put one together. Well, guess what Mr. Doug's gonna do for you? We're gonna send you right to him. And that's what he's gonna do, sit there with you and try to figure out how, because he's a tax man.
Whoops, I forgot something off my car. I'll be right back.
No, but seriously though, with all sincerity, we have Mr. Doug and we have Mr. Gordon, who's in here, that does that. They will help you. They'll sit down with you and you'll talk and try to come up with the documents you need with your business to make sure you can get that uploaded and submitted with your grant application. Okay? Question? The cohort?
So our next cohort that is starting September 1st will be for new business owners. So you can schedule an appointment with us. You can call Jasmine or me or Lori, and we'll be happy to sit down with you. The next cohort is full right now. So our third cohort will be starting in January of 2023. However, we will be taking applications starting in October because we have a waiting list. So please feel free, any of you that want to move forward in a cohort, you don't have to wait until January. You can go ahead now and contact us.
You know, I'm from Alabama. And it takes us a minute to figure all this stuff. Yes, please.
Okay, let me define cohort. It's the beginning of a semester. Everybody know what school is, right? So it's the beginning. It's the beginning.
Well, we know.
It's the beginning of the class curriculum. The curriculums are 6 months, and we divide them into cohorts to give you the opportunity to capture what you need. There is homework, but the homework is actually an assessment of you to review what you've learned in the structured class and apply it to your own business. Our goal here is to show you how to work on your business, but not in your business. Make sense? So give us a
Oh, yeah.
You guys are smart. No more questions? You can go home.
How new does your business have to be? Like, is it, when you're saying your business, is it like 1 year old, 2 years old?
Well, you know what? We had tried to do it by years, but there are businesses that's been in function, if you will, for 5 years, but not making a profit or not understanding what they need to do to develop. So we have not limited to years, we're limited to knowledge. If you want to grow your business, you would still be able to enter into our program. The main thing is attending the classes and taking the information and applying it to your individual business.
What about if you're just starting?
If you're just starting a business, come on in, we'll do an assessment. We will assist you with your business plan through Mr. Hefner. We will also tell you where you are if you need to get a business license. Once you have your business license, we'll help you through your business tax receipts and any other information that you need to start your business. You can get all of those resources right here. And we work very well with the City of Fort Myers and the Business Tax Office so that they'll be able to just provide the information and make it clear for you.
Did you say there was a fee?
There is no fee for the class. We have on-site tenant partners who participate in the program. We also have virtual. The virtual tenants pay $53. That's to get your address here so that you can qualify for the ARPA funds. Because you may not, where you are now, you may not be in the district, but this address is in the district. So we did open up more virtual spots.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
And you didn't tell us.
Well, we have some, we're opening up virtual spots. We're not too. We got too many people coming in.
But the virtual spots are still full for the next cohort.
It would be ready for the January cohort, but this cohort is full.
You want, Mr. Oberski, you want to say a few words?
Happy to. I do not bring a whole lot of diversity, obviously, to the table, and I come from a place of tremendous privilege. From youth, I was raised in a family that was very present and spectacular. I learned hard work, and I learned a lot of the elements that allowed me to create the platform and the foundation for the next steps in business and in life. And so I started my first business when I bought my first lawnmower at 8 years old. I invested with my grandpa in my first piece of real estate when I was 10 years old. I had a doctor on one side who would teach me one thing and a real estate guy on another side that would teach me something else. So there's a significant part of what we're talking about here that is far beyond the dollars and cents. If I'm really candid, that's the easiest thing to get if you have the skill, if you have the effort, if you have the business plan around it. But if you don't have the capital to attract some of the partners, it can be really challenging. So I think what the county is doing is providing an incredible amount of access to dollars and cents, but more importantly, from my perspective, is partners and teammates, right? So at any given time, I have been able to participate. I'm 41 years old. I've been able to participate in 38 development projects, and I have 17 different ongoing businesses. And it is solely based off of those that have poured into me. Not because I'm brilliant or really good at speaking or much of anything else. It's more a function of I can call Lee Ford, and I can call Anthony Jewett, and I can call John Talmadge, and I have a Rolodex, per se, of hundreds of people that can provide the information that I don't have access to. Is I've got a friend, Horace, in the back, who's an attorney, that can tell me when I'm overstepping or when I'm making a bad decision. Got his wife who's a pharmacist and helps take care of our health here in the community, right? I can do telehealth with her. And at any given time, I've got construction folks, I've got people at the SBDC, and building out this network and having access to the answers is really cool. When I need marketing, our last conversation that you guys will, again, be able to participate in was around marketing. So storytelling, building plans, understanding your client base and how to access them, as well as how to attract them in, is all parts of the critical components. So we don't pretend that if you know how to swing a hammer, that means you know how to sell a business, or how to bring in revenue, or how to calculate whether or not your revenue bringing in is sufficient to cover your cost of bringing in the revenue, right? So one of the small businesses that we have is a simple handyman business, and I awarded them a $19,000 contract to rehab one of our units. And what I asked for was, I need to know the number of hours and the material receipts for the work to be done. And her response was, Dan, we don't really track those things. I don't really know when to do that or how to do it. And this is not demeaning at all for her, but I said, well, then how do you know whether or not you're making any money, right? There's some basic elements of, and by the way, what did it take you to get there? The time that it took you to get there, the time that it took you to go to the next job, and how many times do you have to go back and forth, right? So it's having enough conversation and communication and understanding to put the processes together, having the right partners and the right friends that you can call on, and when times are hard or difficult where you don't know what you don't know, which for me is most of the time. But building that network allows you to say, hey, I'm gonna call my friend Matt Frederickson over here because he's really good in this business. And oftentimes his response is, I don't know the person, but I know the person who does know the answer to that, right? And so another reason that we love being partnered with the Enterprise Center is this helps create some of those access points, right? And so this gives you community. It also is gonna have you run into people that are in similar positions, right? Hey, I just overcame this problem. Do you know how to do it? And somebody likely in this center who's doing a small business or advancing their ideas is gonna have come across somebody who might be able to help out. So providing the things that Lee is referencing is for $53, you can technically qualify for these grants. Lee said that we've had close to 60 interviews, is that correct? And I believe today we set in our next second tranche of 10 applicants, putting us around 25 individuals. Directly from the Economic Development Office, their response is we're doing everything we can to get you all those dollars. So they've had 2 grants, to the best of my knowledge, that they've tweaked and ratcheted down the dollar amount a little bit, but everybody else, we're applying for $20,000. This is intended to be between $5,000 and $20,000. We're not asking you to put $5,000. We're trying to come up with ways for you to expand and execute your business plan to get to $20,000. Now, here's the good news. There's a whopping 30 at most applications that have been submitted so far. So if all 30 have been granted their dollars at $600,000, there's about $3.9 million that our goal is to spend the county's money as fast as possible and get it into circulation, right? And we have a preference. Dan Alberski's preference, Lee Ford's preference is our company is solely focused on 3 census tracts around Dunbar. That doesn't mean the whole county doesn't have access to it. We invite the whole county, but our passion and heart is to see minority, women-owned, veteran-owned, and small businesses that are getting up off their feet to get all of that $3.9 million. Like we want it. And we want to have the privilege to work with small business department and FGCU and Goodwill Industries to see those dollars deployed into your hands so that you can take that dollar and turn it into $2, right? That then turns it into $3, right? So we want to see that multiplying effect come. Question?
Are there businesses that actually are like, say out of town, Miami, Tampa, that have stores here that you deal with?
Your business has to be registered in one of these qualified census tracts. So it has to have that address for a license.
I mean, they may be like, owned, but they have a store here.
I don't know the answer to that. My
They don't
assumption is
have to, the owner does not have to live here.
The business has to be,
you have to have a business tax receipt for the area that it occurred.
Yeah.
Okay, so you simply have to prove that that business is occurring in the county, in those census tracts. Other questions? Fantastic.
you have another one?
Oh.
The second.
Is there a checklist of items that's like tangible, we can touch over?
Yeah, but we don't let you answer them just by yourself.
Right.
So Julie and Lee and teams help go through those checklists and those questions. So what they try and do is understand your business and the application so that they put it together in the appropriate order so that the application is beneficial.
When is the earliest someone can get an appointment?
You can call Julie after this meeting and
Or
set
you
an
can
appointment.
tackle her over there at that table.
You can't get an interview the second it ends, but you can call her to set up an appointment.
Can I just add something? Because we got so many people in, we had to start coordinating the days for different things. So starting September the 1st, the days for new intakes is going to be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yes, ma'am?
I'm trying to understand, I guess, the time process. So realistically, if we apply, what kind of time frame are we looking at? Because you're saying that you're trying to put the money as fast as possible back into the community. So realistically, is
I
there
have
a
an
timeline?
expert witness over here. With the economic development office.
Now, there's 2 processes. Your first one is with us, where you come in and interview with us. We go through your questionnaire with you on your business. You tell us what you do, where you want, how you want to go, and where you're trying to go. Then I critique your questions. Because a lot of times questions are asked, and it's not, the answer I get is not the answer I'm looking for. So I have to go back and redefine that so you can answer it in a more way, because people ask you about the mission for your business. You're gonna lay out the one you got in print. I don't want that. The day you put your foot on the floor and decided you wanted to open that business, what was your motivation? That's what I want.
So the answer is 2 to 6 weeks of going back and forth.
I get into this because it's process. And a lot of it is kind of up to you, but most of that's us. Because we have to do an assessment on you after we meet. We invite you back. When we invite you back to us, you should have, we also tell you to put your itemized list together for your grant. What do you think in your business you need to purchase with this grant? You follow me? You go, that's your homework, but during that time, we're doing ours. We're assessing your business, we're writing it up. Then you come back to us, and then we go over all of that.
And we're trying to get you up to $20,000 annually.
Correct, correct.
We want you to be able to justify an appropriate ask and have the backup to say that it's thought through and going to advance your company, and your company's still going to be here and be better because of it. So that's that 2 to 6 week time frame.
Yeah.
Once you get through Mr. Lee's board's process and he determines that your business is viable for this grant, the process takes typically about a week to 2 weeks to process your grant. Once we send that out to the committee, which is the ARPA committee who reviews all the justifications and the amounts that you are requesting, and they say that yes, you're a go, that takes about 45 days to, from that time, through the process of the lead clerk system to process your check payment, for you to make your payments on your reimbursement requests, for future costs, for payroll, whatever it is that you listed that you were needing assistance with to be resilient in the future of any pandemics or any future major disasters, that your business will be viable and continue to be resilient through any of those major life happens, things like that, that your business will be able to succeed through that, then yes.
So approximately 3 to 4 months of total time frame if you go after it.
Is there a restriction? I know it may not be, grants, everything has yellow tape on it, right? So is there any restrictions as far as getting the money that you guys, you know what I mean? I don't know how to word it.
So if your business, for example, if your business is an in-home business, if it is over attributed to your benefit of the home versus the benefit of the business, it'd be very difficult to justify. So to give you some example, if you have a daycare and you want to rehab your kitchen, that is going to be a difficult ask for the grant money because it is predominantly benefiting the home ownership versus the business. So it needs to be allocated and oriented in a way that can be appropriately justified by somebody looking in and saying, does that make sense? Or do they want just a nicer house? Does that make sense? That's the balance.
I was more asking, if you get the grant, is there something, a stipulation where okay, we're giving you the money, but you have to do this, and that?
No, there are no stipulations. It is a grant, it is not a loan, you will not have to repay it. The only thing is that if your application is selected to be audited, you will have to provide the receipts and stating that what you listed you were going to use the funds for is what you spent those funds on.
I'll give you a really good example. Somebody went and got money about 18 months ago from the COVID Act, right? And they happened to buy a boat at the same time. You're spending time in jail. So here's my recommendation. I tell my kids when they go to play sports, don't suck. That's my recommendation. Don't suck at sports. My recommendation is here. Don't be stupid. It's real simple. Don't be stupid. Don't be a jerk. That's right.
Now, those of you who've been here before have heard this from me. This is not City of Fort Myers money. This is not Lee County money. It's not the state of Florida money. It is federal money. They will knock on your door and say, okay, where did this $5 go? Okay? So please, if you put and then I'm gonna want to know, because I signed that thing too, saying you can do this. So so I'm looking crazy like you do. And I'm trying
We're
to
gonna
figure out
knock
what
on
you.
Lee's door.
Yes. So, hey, that's it.
This was the plan.
Yes,
You went that way.
Hello. Yes,
My
ma'am.
question is to audit, and she mentioned audit, so some of the grants, and I think now foundations, they ask for audit, so where is that audit?
Well, this is the thing, we don't,
The audit is random.
yeah, the thing about it is, they
Better.
They throw it up on the wall, and if your name and company sticks, they come in. Okay, I don't know how else to make it right.
It's random.
So that's, all they throw
I
down.
understand the IRS audit, I'm talking about.
No, ain't about that.
There's no.
This ain't IRS.
You got a good business.
So if a grant foundation asks you for an audit, you never had one, so yeah.
Oh, no, not that.
Oh, that's what I
No,
was.
not where you have to go out and get all that other stuff. No, no, no. They come in and check what you did for that $20,000.
So if the federal government comes to Lee County or local government office and say, hey, we have this application and you set forward, we need to audit this business because something doesn't look correct.
So you never have to submit an audit
Not just.
No.
for the federal?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not for this.
Okay.
Not
Don't say not from the federal, because that's not true, man, but in this case, you're not worried about it.
Yeah,
Correct.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What would be a way to, like, protect yourself in terms of your legal? Like, kind of like this, when we walk in, we know we have to sign it, this says, these are the people that attended, who they are, the emails. I know that there's a way to make sure that you're ready, so that you don't have to get ready during the process, if in fact something like that did come up. What would be your advice in terms of following that procedure throughout our business life after we get this grant in 45 days?
Okay. How many of you guys have heard before? Keep your receipts.
So we will have your packet, we will have all your documentation. As Lee County, we retain documents for up to 5 years. We have to have your documents for 5 years. So as you're sending in your information, whether you make a copy, give it to Lee, everything that you're providing to your technical assistance provider, you want to make sure that you keep that copy for your file.
So they're gonna be submitting a plan
Correct.
and the cost associated with that plan.
Correct, so basically, once you go through the process with Lee Ford or any of the other 4 partners, and they say that your business is viable, we will give you the credentials. Lee will email us, we will provide a email and a username and password for you to go in, you'll then change that to whatever you prefer. And when you log in, it'll have a list of things that you're gonna need to provide. Some of those things may be a W-9, you may need a Lee County business tax receipt. Before you do so, and I know for sure that SWFL Impact Partners is doing this, so you won't have to really worry about this part. If you are setting up a meeting with Julie, she is making sure that the first thing she's doing is that you are within that qualified census tract. Because the last thing we want to do is waste your time. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you have to be a small business or non-for-profit within the qualified census tract. Okay, there was a question in the last meeting about virtual offices. Depending on your business, yes, you can have a virtual office.
Yeah, because my home office doesn't qualify, but my virtual office does.
Okay.
And that's okay.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Because there's a link they send you out that you
Yeah.
can click and put your own address in.
Right, one of
You
the
don't have to wait
modifications,
for a meeting with her to do that, right?
you have to meet with a technical assistance provider in order to go through to the grant.
I know, but I mean, can't we, people can know ahead of time before they walk in, before they even schedule with her, because
Oh,
online,
yeah,
they
yeah,
send
Oh,
you.
yeah, it's on our website.
So that too, but they also sent like something when they were asking for it. But I was,
Correct.
I guess the main thing I was trying to understand is kind of like you guys keep records. Is the process, that packet that we prepared and given to Mr. Ford or Lee County Impact Partners, is that enough, or should we be collecting data as we go?
What's gonna happen, what we get is all the preliminary information.
Okay, preliminary.
What happened is, when you get the email from Lee County, once you've been referred over for the grant, you'll get an email back from Lee County directly to you. And in that email is the application for the grant, the actual application.
Login information.
And logins and all that. You get all that from them. You go in there, then you go through it, and the first question they want to know is your address. Because That's why we check you here before you even start talking about it now. We do that with everybody. Check your address. If it says yes, you qualify. If it says no, you don't. And then we, depending on what you do, we offer you an alternative to deal with that. But the key is that application process is the one where we offer people like Mr. Doug standing there in the door trying to get out of here. It's here to help you with, because a lot of people don't have all that tax stuff, balance sheets and all that. They don't even know how to put all that kind of stuff together, some people. So we have people here, 2 guys that will help you do that if you want it. If you got an accountant or you got somebody that can do that, then you go to them. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to do these, but that's what we offer in case you don't have anybody. Okay?
The women minority certification you were talking about, how long is that?
I've had people get certified in as quick as 4 weeks, and I've seen them get done in 9.
The application process is a little timely. It all depends on how much time you're willing to put into that certification.
But we don't need that.
No, but that's going forward.
That's a side.
For clarity,
That's ain't going forward.
this is a small business ARPA transaction.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a preference to MBE, DBE, and veteran services.
Okay.
We do not exclude, for the record.
Anybody.
I mean, this list, you guys chose to show up. It is not a requirement to be one of those things for this.
For this.
I want to go back one more time to the comment and question as far as what we're doing. You are all small businesses, and I don't know about you, but I plan a lot of things, and a lot of things don't happen the way I plan them. And so the caution that I would encourage you is, we're hoping to get money in your hand in the next 3 to 4 months. We're hoping you spend it even before the end of the time frame associated to this in the end of 2023. You might come to us and say, hey, we had one marketing strategy or one plan, and it didn't occur. We couldn't get the contractor to show up. How can we use those funds differently? I would encourage you to re-engage your small business person and make sure that we can qualify those dollars and cents before you just say, well, I just hired a different person and thought it qualified. So just come up with a plan and work the plan, and when you have a bump in your plan, reach back out to the group that qualified you so that we can help ensure that you're successful and that you don't disqualify yourself or get yourself in trouble.
I have a little question for everybody.
Oh. Well, you even saying yours is wrong. I need to pull out my chair. Go ahead. No, let's go.
Hey, Lee, the question I have, you know, my business is just start to be successful. And last year I have some major problems. And that's why I said that my question is going to be for everybody here. I'm looking for what to do. I've been doing a job for somebody on Tampa. This guy, he don't have, I thought I'm a sub for him. And then we work for him for a couple of weeks. About three and a half months working. Since we sent the first invoice to him, and then we wait, he never paid us. And then we find out he don't have a license. Big job. They're talking about big job. When I wait, he paid everybody. And then me, I didn't get paid because those other people, they put lien in the property. And then myself, when I went to put lien in the property, and then I have COVID, I spent almost 4 weeks in the hospital. And my time is expired to put a lien in the property. I don't have the lien right. And, you know, I keep fighting with him, fight, and then now he's not answering his door.
Let me jump in. You need to get interviews with these guys to build a story. And it's about your business, not about a single project. So we'll work with you to try and ask the questions to get the answers around where the hardship and where the plan is to got you there is probably a little bit less specific than what's gonna change you out of there. So, but that's what they will work with to help quantify.
I deal with a lot of
Set up an
that.
appointment, yeah.
Yes, Mr. Gordon, you're gonna shoot if you don't get questions. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know you probably will, I just want to restate that, to restate this over so that we all understand. When we get the application, you want our personal address or our business address?
Oh, no, if this is important, if you got a virtual address, you need to go get your county business tax license that has that address on it. Or if you don't, you're gonna get disqualified right away, because the address you currently have on there is not qualified.
So it
That's
must
the
be a
purpose.
business address.
The virtual address is what you wanna list. That's the reason for it. The only reason you got the virtual address, if you already have an office that's not qualified, the reason you got that virtual address, so you have a qualified address to use. And you go down to the Lee County Tax Collector's office and you wanna renew your business tax license with this address.
You may have to change your business address.
That's it.
For your licensing.
That's
So you
it.
have to be a licensed business in a qualified census tract.
And everyone here at the Southwest Florida Enterprise Center, if you use this as your business address, you will qualify.
But you still have to have a business tax.
Yes.
You have a Lee County,
I just wanted
not
to.
just business tax, a Lee County business tax license.
Yes.
Okay? This city of Fort Myers. Now, you can have a city of Fort Myers business tax license because you're in the city, but that don't qualify you for the grants. You need a Lee County business tax license.
There you go.
Okay.
So if you come here, they force you to do what you have to do to qualify.
That's it.
That's a simple one. Just talk to her. You won't find a less expensive option than what they're doing, and they'll help qualify you.
See, another thing to realize in this, good people, our success is measured by the number of businesses we help get this grant and help them go through this process.
And that don't end up in jail.
Any more questions from anyone? Any more questions?
So in summary, sign up for an interview and it'll kickstart the process. And then we will have continued, we hope to get all 200 people through, right? So tell your friends too, because we're not anywhere close to 200. So if you have other businesses and other relationships, please spread the word that we want to put free money in their hand for the purpose of making their business stronger, right?
And I'm just gonna add to what Dan said. Just because there is 200, you heard that right, there's only 200 if everyone qualifies for $20,000. Although like he said, the program is till the end of 2023. However, once the money runs out, it runs out, it's gone. So if you get your interview with Lee or any of the other 4 partners, you get into your grant, get your information uploaded as fast as you can. Because the sooner, the quicker the money, the better, the quicker the money
Chances are you can
in your business.
Good. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have, like, do you guys help them come up with a plan if you don't necessarily have a plan?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You can use it for just like one single thing or just multiple things?
Well, this is the point you need to understand. We're not here, the grant is just a tool. The main purpose for us being here is to help you get your business from where it is today to where we want to go down in the future. Okay? And because everybody gets wrapped up around this grant, they lose the
sight of the vision.
Yeah, the whole vision. It's not about that. And our success in there is what they're looking for. The county that pays us out of the fund that they're paying us out of, they want to measure our success, and they measure that by how many of you have been progressed. And, you know, your capacity's been expanded, You got all these things going on for yourself.
I wanna say this because when y'all do that, I'm pretty sure they're gonna try to give y'all more money to help.
Hello, impossible. I'm begging already. I'm begging already for more money. Yes.
Once we get this grant, if we all successful, will they continue to give the grant every
There
year?
is more, what happens, and that's a good point. What happens to me is it gives them more basis to go out and generate and fight or to ask or to receive more money.
So the more successful you are using the money, the higher
The
likelihood
higher
that
the
somebody
chance
will
of
tell a
getting more
story
money.
that says, hey, this works. Let's go bring back, and it brings a multiplier, right?
That's what
Right,
I'm
but it
still
also
trying
helps,
to get in.
it also helps your business to be able to plan for if you need an SBA loan in the future, that, you know, anything like that, they can see that you previously gotten a grant or any of those, and then your business is viable to get an SBA loan in the
Can you
future.
say that again? I couldn't hear you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. What I was saying is, if you do qualify for this grant, there may be other grants in the future, but it also lets, you know, if you go in to apply for an SBA loan, they can see that you've previously gone through a process of obtaining a grant or a loan before. It'll make you more viable for an SBA loan.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you measure, I guess that's the big question, how do you measure our success post-grants? How is our success measured?
That's why we do our assessment. You notice we write another notes. How many of you guys been in there with us so far? Okay, you notice Ms. Julie's always writing. And when you come back, there's another page there where we did some talking and writing.
How frequently are you measuring our success? Are we?
But right now, we haven't gone, well, right now, the only thing we've had is 2 interviews with most people to get them prepared to submit for the grant. All the other stuff that we're gonna be doing, remember, this program runs to the end of 2023. So there'll be meetings and opportunities for us to get engaged later. We're gonna be calling you back in and find out where you are, where we go. And most of you have steps 1, 2, 3 on your assessment paper that you signed. Anybody remember that? Okay, we're not just gonna push you out there in the woods and let you go. We're gonna be following up, make sure you are processed and you're working those steps.
So that part hasn't been completely evaluated yet? You're
No,
post-
we're doing, that's
I
what.
guess I'm wondering, because not to be, I just wanna make sure, I wanna know if me applying for a grant post, can I handle whatever it is that y'all are gonna need?
Oh, we do that together, honey. You know, it's not
No,
us.
hear what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, post grants, will I be able to actively engage in what it is post grant that you're gonna need from me before I go into it? Because I don't wanna go into something not knowing how much accountability you're gonna need from me. Is it monthly, is it weekly, is it yearly? To know
No,
my
honey,
progress.
no.
That's what I want to know.
I ain't gonna be looking at you that much. But I know I said it that way, but what I'm trying to tell you is, this is a process for all of us. We have got right now about 60 businesses, 60. And we're booked all the way to the first 2 weeks of next month.
So likely, it's 2 to 4 meetings post receipt of the grant for an update. And it might be a phone call. And you'll have a plan that you use to get the grant. We're gonna ask, tell us about what you used the money for and what were the outcomes. And if,
Basically like a follow-up.
It's a little bit more than that.
Goal. You just gotta go. That's your first thing. Go. Do what you gotta do.
It's a little bit more than that. Let me, now listen to me good. When we interview our people, we ask them particular questions. We ask them, what do they have, where are they, what are they looking for tomorrow? That's general. But then we get a little specific. Just like this brother right there, he just gave you a perfect example. Because if he'd have had, when we went through the list with everybody we met with and had that process started, he wouldn't have had the problem he have right now.
Try to catch it ahead of time.
We get ahead of a lot of that, because a lot of people don't have these discussions with businesses. A lot of people don't even know about these, to think of these things. But that's what we do. Now, the ones that have been there already, they know what I'm talking about. Those of you who haven't come, and you'll find out. Gordon, you got a little bit sitting there for you.
All right, let me answer. Oh.
Go ahead, Gordon, you go first.
No, my question I'm asking, because I hear you guys keep on referring that this grant is good until December of 23rd.
No. Let me clarify. The program is to 2023. The grant is $3.9 million,
Yeah, I
or something like that.
No.
It's first come, first served.
Yeah, I understand that, but this is my question, because it's gonna go into 23. When we are bringing our receipts and invoice estimate, that can also projected on a 12-month or a 6-month basis?
Yes.
Well, to them, yes, but not to us. What's gonna happen is you're gonna keep those.
Yeah, I know we're gonna keep them, but
There's no-
as you are saying, we are responsible to be able to show
Oh, yeah.
how that money was worked.
That's
And
right.
all the money is not gonna spend today.
That-
So
they're gonna-
it has to be projected
Right, so
out.
there's a technical assistance form that your provider is gonna has to put in a quote in there that's justifying
Slow down,
your
say that
expense.
again. Say that one more time.
There's a technical assistant provider form when Mr. Lee here is
Has
gonna
to.
sign and put a justification for all the
For
expenses
you.
you list.
Now, you got that, right?
Whether they're past, present, or future, you're gonna have to provide receipts for those, whether they're quotes, because they're a marketing firm that you wanna use, you're gonna get a quote from that marketing firm, you're gonna list it in that technical assistance. You're gonna provide us the quote. If something happens, because again, on that form, it is estimate. So if that marketing firm tells you, oh, since we last gave you the quote and we approved it, but now they're asking for additional $100, you just need to keep your receipts that shows you went through the marketing firm, they requested additional $100 a month, out from what you originally requested.
Got it, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, we need to understand that, you know, 'cause we don't want to feel like we're in a
And
narrow box.
guess what? If you get audited, from that date, you have to hold on to everything for an additional 5 years. So it ain't no fun being audited. Little bit, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I've already been through the initial interview, so what they're saying is the first interview is, who are you? What is your business? How can we help you, or how can we help you get there? Then the second interview is most likely you had some of the material that they already explained that you should have, or you're prepared for, and then you move on from that process. Because I think a lot of people are scared, well, how's it gonna be, what do I need, should I go ahead? They're walking you through it to make sure, they're holding your hand to make
Look,
sure
the first thing I'm not doing anything going forward, leave the scary at home. Have no fear. Look, we're not going to walk you down a dark road with no light at all, and turn you loose in the tunnel, you know, to fight your way out. The jungle, you know what I'm saying, with no light, no candle, no nothing, and no water. We will get some water. But the point of, yes, ma'am.
Here's my question. And as every time I come out here, I get a little bit more clearer. So there's about 60 businesses in here right now. So my question is, for this grant, let's say you want to do the marketing and you had a panel last week.
Right.
So you can choose one of those marketers
All
or
of them.
or whatever.
Anybody you got.
So anybody in here right now who's a qualified business could say if she gets 20,000, or she has it listed out, or she wants to pay you, pay her for her services of $2,000 to help her business, that money could go to her business.
That's right.
So every person in here could also receive from this grant.
From each other,
From
depending
each
on the
other
business.
in the grant.
That's right.
Okay, that's what I want.
That was good.
But that's what, now that's.
Don't misunderstand people's questions as fear. Some people like to count the cost before they go into things. That way, they measure their.
Well,
costs
that's
making
biblical,
decisions.
that's biblical.
It's different from
You know,
fear.
what I meant by that one was, a lot of people are afraid to take steps because of uncertainty. If everybody had, I'm not, now you need to be, I'm trying to address you because you said something.
apologizing to her.
Okay, that's totally different from what I was saying based on what you were asking questions about. That's not the same thing.
Okay.
People are afraid to take steps in areas that they're not familiar with.
That's true.
What happens in any business, it's a faith walk.
Right.
You understand? You open up a storefront today, you don't spend $100,000, get it all fixed up and ready for your business. The day you come in here, you can be the only person walking that door. Or you can have 200 people come stampeding through there to do business with you. Everything's a faith walk. There's no certainty. But if you never take the step, you never know. And then you get my age and get old, and then you're going, man, I was and all that, and don't do no good for you and nobody else.
That's right.
You understand? I do that too now. Y'all can do it.
I was giving her a little insight that may have been a little bit for me too.
Oh,
just because you gotta say, a lot of people in our culture has not had $100,000 or even $20,000 to have in their bank account. If, you know, we live in paycheck to paycheck, you know? So for me, I'm learning all these things. So for him, he's just like, have faith and just do it.
Ask questions. Ask questions. If there's something that you want the grant to cover it, and you may have not gotten the answer, ask questions. If Lee doesn't have the answer, he will come and ask us.
Don't believe me.
He'll
Trust
bring
me
our
on
phone
it.
10 times a day.
I call
him an
him.
answer.
Okay, where is it? Hey, what about this?
Yep.
Okay? Uh-oh. Miss Joanne, stand up. No, you ain't gonna know. Stand up, Miss Joanne. I know you got all to stand up, Miss Joanne. Now, the reason I'm doing this, I'm putting her on front street. This young lady has a business back here. She has a couple. But she also provides a service that can help every one of you. How many of you all ever heard of Dun & Bradstreet? If you're in business, you should have at least heard of Dun & Bradstreet. Nobody don't use Dun & Bradstreet no more. They don't even want to hear about it. They use what is called Sam's number. They have their own now. If you're doing government, doing business with the federal government or the state now, but especially the federal government, you got to have that number. Well, guess who know how they help get people registered, get their number? She ain't smiling now. That's it. And all them certifications I told you about, women-owned business, veteran-owned business, minorities, disability. I told you to stand up. You ain't stand up. She can help you do that. Now, what about it? All that stuff free to do. It's free. But it's time consuming. If you're a business person working your business, sometimes you have to count. Wait, I ain't gonna go into this one because I'll be here for another hour. Because I was going to ask you, how many of you know your time value? That's another question I ask all my clients that come in to see me. Before they're done, they're gonna be able to tell me their time value. See, that's what's important to you as a business person. You need to know how much your time is worth. From the time your foot hit the floor in the morning till you go to sleep at night. Because see, all y'all talking to your buddies about what happened last night and the football game last week on your business time, that's taking money out your pocket. Just remember that. But we'll talk about that later. See her. Come on up here, Miss Joey.
Actually, I only had one comment. You know not to give me the map. You know better. One comment I wanted to make is maybe it might help us if you ARPA document, that would probably help understand the purpose of the CARES Act dollars that is being utilized.
Well, normally our friends bring them with them.
I gave you copies last time. What did you do with them?
They're all gone.
They're all gone?
All gone.
You didn't keep your hard copy?
I got one in the office.
I have the link. We can print it. Do we have a printer?
Just email the link out.
Yeah.
Just email the link out to everybody.
Yeah.
I can just put it on the screen.
It won't be the link. It'll be required. It's supposed about the program. Because we can't give the link out until those that are ready to apply for the grant.
Oh,
For
okay.
your
We'll make a way of getting it. If we can get the Enterprise Center, Jasmine or somebody to print out us some copies, we'll take care of it. Can you?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about where the grant generally pays businesses to help you build your business, and anybody in this room who qualifies as a business, small business, can receive that grant. So my question is, being the fact that every time we have one of these, we have all these business owners that are coming in. Is there a way that we could start a whatever listing of these businesses that are in?
We're gonna do better than that.
Okay.
Which is beyond where we've talked about it thus far. We're gonna all start having networking opportunities for all of you. Where you get to do that. You get to walk around, pass out your business cards to each other, talk about your business with each other. This is a professional thing. You need to learn how to do that. You need to promote your business, okay, where you go, to everybody. Because you never know who needs your service or who would need it later. A part of our process with our clients is networking and how to network. And that's what we're going to provide here. Not just like the marketing, we're going to have lawyers, bankers, bookkeepers, CPAs. We're going to have them all here the same for my people to come and look at, talk to, get to know, shake their hands. All these things are going to be made available for you. And during that time, again, that's networking. Success is done through relationship. Yes. Not just casually meeting somebody and walking off. I tell all the people who met with me, relationships is that if you ain't developing a relationship, you ain't developing anything. You can't count on casual meetings, but you can count on relationships. Any other questions? Yes, sir, Mr. Gordon.
I want to go back on what you said. Each and every one of us in here, remember, everyone we meet. Doesn't matter how they look, what they're saying, is a potential partner for you. It's not customer no more, it's partner.
That's right.
And they're going to recommend you to somebody else. So always advertise yourself.
Okay? Yes, ma'am.
What if you have more than one business?
Same thing. Now the grant, you can only get one for one business. But as far as the services, you can bring, if you got 5, come on. I have 4. Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry, because I have to step out, but can we email Miss Julie?
Yeah.
And is that her email, Julie Ann Bankston?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I
Well,
can.
you already got the hookup, honey. Why you asking me?
No, I wanted to make sure that was her. I wanted to make sure that was
Yeah,
her.
that's
That's all
her.
on the flyer.
That's her.
Thank you so much for the
You're more than
information.
welcome.
Yes.
Anybody? Yes, ma'am.
Question, is it one grant per EIN or one?
Owner.
Per owner?
Per owner. Yeah, per owner. Anybody else? Man, you guys are easy. I did all the talking too, and that's a shame. There, no more questions? Dan?
I have one.
You've been here sitting quiet and smiling all this time. I can see you smiling through that mask. So you know this. Okay.
I know, if somebody is new to business, so if his address qualifies for the grant, even though the business is not started yet, but it's trying to start it, so if that person can be also qualified for that grant?
I didn't quite
If
get
the
it.
process might take that person 3 months, for example, for the business to be started, so if that person would be available to qualify for that grant?
It's not a matter of qualifying, it's a matter of getting the grant money. See, the grant money is first come, first served.
But there is a in-place business requirement. So he's giving me
Y'all told me, all part of it, it all depends. When they start.
she hasn't started.
You know, on the type and where they are in the process. See, a lot of people have worked in their business for years, but they never went and got incorporated. You understand what I'm saying? So the history is there. If they can verify the history, then we can maybe get them qualified to submit. If you just started everything today, it wouldn't qualify.
As you said, a lot of folks have worked on their business. But what I would also emphasize on that topic, if you have been filing return and report that on your tax return, that would be that's a big background where Mr. Lee can start and know that you actually says what you're doing.
That's true. There's no better evidence than IRS on whether or not you did anything. Oh, yeah. Some of y'all don't want to know. So I understand. We're gonna start that conversation.
They already know.
We're gonna leave it alone. Lord, we're not gonna go there. We ain't gonna shake that tree. Anybody else? No? Ms. Karen? Do you have any questions or comments?
You asked me, I'll make some comments. I'll keep it short.
Uh-oh.
I started my own business, my newspaper, so I know the pain of a lot of you. And when you have free money out there, you gotta go for it. Go through the pain of the paperwork. It helps to have people who are gonna help you through it. And Dan made the comment earlier, have friends in all these areas that you're not comfortable. So if you don't have the friends in those areas, start with Lee. I'm not even gonna say. The SBDC is really good too. I'm not gonna put it all on. That poor man, there's a whole team over there behind him. That's who I went to when I started. There were really no resources 15 years ago when I started. There was SCORE and there was SBDC, and I went to the SBDC to help me with my business because I knew enough to know that I didn't know enough about running a business. I only knew about selling ads in newspapers. That's all I knew. So that is really the best lesson that I can share with you from my own personal pain. And I still gotta look at my checking account several times a day with this automatic withdrawal and this automatic deposit, and am I still gonna have the money in there for my payroll this week? I'm 15 years in and I'm still doing that. It's a constant attention that you have to give to your business. I've never had a child of my own, but I think it's like having a child. So you constantly have to be giving that child attention. Otherwise, it's not gonna make it. And you need help from a lot of people. So with my newspaper, I offer an opportunity to small businesses because there was nothing here in terms of resources in the media that help small businesses. So my newspaper is free to pick up, or you can buy a subscription for $30 a year. Our mission is to provide news and information that helps business owners run their business better. So everything in there helps people run their businesses better. And you can get it at no charge at our pickup spots all over Lee County. So if I can help you, let me know. The other way that we help is we offer a free opportunity for you to submit we call it a guest column about your business, where you can talk about your business. There's certain qualifications. We publish monthly, and you can submit that, and it can be published at no charge. It's another way to get the word out to our 50,000 business owners and professionals that read our newspaper in Naples, Bonita, Cerro, Fort Myers, and Cape Coral. So if I can help you, definitely let me know, because I've been in your shoes, I'm still in your shoes, and we offer those free marketing opportunities. I was really sorry I missed the last marketing session, because that's really where I can fit in. It's given me the hook.
Now, I wanted you to show them your...
Oh, here's the paper.
Oh, I've read those.
That's her paper. And then, now, every one of y'all that's been there, did y'all hear the trigger in her speech just now? It's a couple. No, that's not the real one.
Marketing.
Free.
Okay, all that's good, but the one thing a business look for is more business. That's all.
Free.
Not only free. It ain't it.
It ain't free. It ain't free.
Now, wait a minute now. Here, hold on. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about. I can put you up a free flyer on that window right there. It's free, y'all. Is that what you want? No. She just told you McDonald's, Burger King, every major franchise and business in this country don't just go with free.
Well, true.
They don't just go with free advertising. They go with what? What makes them put all the millions in advertising with the roof on their head? Why are they on television? Spending millions of dollars promoting their business. Well, that's what it is, but why?
Networking, let people know where we're
What people?
Everybody in every area.
Okay. You kind of there, but you didn't get it. Listen, she had 54,000 readers of her paper. 54,000 people read her paper. So who wants to see your ad? Y'all ain't gonna go nowhere because it's free. They go by the numbers. They gonna want to know what kind of area that they gonna get out of this money they gonna pay you. That's why you don't see them in neighborhood newspapers. You don't. Unless the owner, the local owner just knows somebody and they want to help them. You don't see major advertisements in community papers. You see them in national papers and you see them on television and the internet now because they can get to millions of people if they ain't get vaccinated. Now, what should have triggered every one of you in this room as a business owner? She said she had 54,000 readers of her paper. She would never leave this building without my information. And I would definitely have hers. Okay? I don't want to sound like I'm...
To be on the SWFL.
Yes, sir. I was going to say it was not
Awesome, thank you so much. It'll be about a day or two. They'll be up. I have one for us.
God bless everybody.
That's it.
Yeah, right, Julie, the one you're supposed to go through first. Here, let me leave my card. Can you give it to her? We gotta run.
Okay.
Where do we sign? I'd love to talk to her.
She's collecting all this stuff.
Okay.
Right here.
Put that there with that. Thank you.
Just talk about what you do know. And I need to talk to you.
So starting September the 1st, the dates for new intakes is going to be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.